But in our first story, we see how a Houston dance company is combining jazz and ballet for a stirring performance. Producer Lisa Yorm and videographer Fujio Watanabe show us how a collaborative effort is being used to educate dancers and inspire audiences.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Bob Boross is a choreographer, teacher, and jazz historian. For over 20 years, he has studied with Matt Mattox, one of the patriarchs of jazz.
And good. Turn out. We have point.
Discovery Dance Group is commissioning Boross to teach a master's class, choreograph a new ballet, and teach it to the company. Pamela Stockman is Discovery's artistic director.
I like to collaborate because not all choreographers or teachers or directors are strong in every facet of performance.
To the right side, over, contract as you come over.
Mr. Boross is trained by Mattox, and I think he's also been trained by the Ailey School. But he goes back and trains with Mattox constantly, and sometimes the young student or the young dancer wants immediate results, or they look at jazz as only a way of ventilating rather than a true art form. And I think a true dancer is able to do all forms of dance. That's what makes a dancer stronger. Ballet is needed to give the strength. Jazz gives the flexibility and the timing. So I did this because I wanted them to be able to have this dessert, or to be able to go back and touch base with something that I thought was very important to their education.
Got the stage, and 1 and 2, 3, 4. She likes that move. 7, 8.
It's been very enjoyable, and I think it's been a surprise to the company members. I don't really think that they expected so much. They have worked very hard for him in the last 4 days.
So it's not smile through the audience, look, I'm dancing, Mom, that sort of thing. It's what your genuine feeling is when you really like something. Think when you take a big bite into that banana split, right? You're like, yeah, see, that exact face. Oh, boy. See, that's the way you should be feeling when you do the stuff. I really love to do this, all right?
It's important for young dancers to have the experience of working with many, many different types of styles.
Okay. All right, we'll try to find it in the music, and we'll pick it up from Aaron.
Now this piece that I'm doing for Discovery is called Fusion. So Fusion is to a song by George Duke, which is also called Fusion. The idea was to fuse ballet and jazz techniques. Okay, so the piece is constantly going back and forth between deep, low, into the ground, very sharp, hard movements from jazz, and then rising up into releve with attitude turns and high développés, and that would be technique from ballet. And it just flip-flops, you know, one count after another, back and forth. It's pretty much about athleticism, energy, really projecting. Okay, the music is pretty hard and driving. And it's something where, in a way, it's kind of like the structure of jazz music, in where we state a phrase and then we have different themes. You could call them improvisation. So the structure of it is very similar to a jazz music is. But then each dancer will have their own solo in between. And at the end, they all come back together and restate that initial theme.
Turn. We got to finish back here. We finish here. And then it goes down with the arm, and then it looks up from there.
But for the dancer to experience a new choreographer is an exciting thing, especially if all of a sudden they're chosen, because what I do is I let the choreographer audition, and we have apprentices and we have regular senior members, but they're all put into the melting pot, and the choreographer gets to pick who has a particular style, and I think that's fair. That gives that apprentice a chance for that moment, and it makes that apprentice better sometimes, a lot better, because they get a chance to do the solo. And there was no, prehistory, no one knew anything about them, and it's exciting for them, and all of a sudden you have a senior member.
1, 3, 5, 6, good. 8, go 1, 2, 3, 4,
Julie Jacobs is one of the senior dancers performing in Fusion. Like the rest of the company, she is excited by this opportunity.
I find this very stimulating because it's new music, new choreography, new movements, new emotions, and it really brings out all these things that maybe were kind of under the surface. You get used to being stimulated by the same music and the same movements all the time. When something new comes in, it's completely fresh and it's a little intimidating at first, but once you start working in it, it really, it just feels like getting brand new clothes.
Seeing dancers thrive is what brings Boross joy, and that is the feeling he wants to create with Fusion. A fresh sense of energy, excitement, and satisfaction.
Anybody could say the same thing if they go out dancing on Saturday night when they forget everything that's bothering them and they're just having a great time. Just the feeling of dance, the way it feels so good. That whole thing about jazz where it starts from here and it comes right out through your body, and you just, for that moment, you just feel wonderful.
The Discovery Dance Group is performing a concert dedicated to the memory of David Quintero at Clements Auditorium, 4200 Elkins Road in Sugar Land on Saturday, May 12th at 8 p.m. For ticket information or to find out more about Discovery Dance Group or the Institute of Dance Art, you can call 713-667-3416 or visit their website at www.discoverydancegroup.org.